I've been having problems trying to get on live tonight. Phone's messing up. Don't know why. I just got here to Sellersburg, Indiana. Um, Indiana? Or is it Ohio? No, it's Indiana. And picking up a dry load of basically energy drinks. Is the best way I know what they are. But yeah, I'm just hanging out. I pick up tomorrow at 9. Hope everybody's doing well and ready for Christmas. That's happening in just a few days. I know my girls are getting spoiled. Plan on bringing my daughter Elena on the truck Sunday, Monday, and probably part of Tuesday. However, whatever runs I get for those 3 days. And I got a form to fill out. So maybe we'll go do a live feed and Elena will be on there and meet my daughter Elena. Some of you may have already met her for whoever's been on my previous live feeds when I've been at home or whatnot. But she'll be on the truck for a trial period to see if she can't, chill out in the back and watch her pad and, whatever while I'm driving, and we'll see how it goes. Be on the truck for a 2-3 day run. She might be on the truck for the few days I'm on the truck for between Christmas and New Year's, because she's officially off tomorrow. She gets out of school tomorrow, which most likely she's got an early dismissal, and then she'll be out till New Year, till right after New Year's. Then maybe we can get on to some normalcy. During Christmas, everything just gets crazy. Hasn't been too bad though. So everybody at my house is going to be making out like a bandit. Gonna have all sorts of my youngest, she's into instruments, but she's 6 years old and autistic. She's really into music and instruments. And we got her a whole bunch of toy instruments. We got her a fairly nice toy piano that's about yay big, yay wide across, and about this big. Box is pretty heavy. It's got actual keys, and then a couple of all kinds of different stuff. She has all kinds of different instruments. I can't remember if my wife was able to track down an actual toy set of bagpipes or not, but she's got a set of flutes and all kinds of different instruments, drums and stuff, toy ones. We're not ready to give her an expensive set of musical instruments just yet. but we want to encourage the interest in music because, you know, being autistic and stuff, she'll probably grow up to be a musician or something, and we want to be encouraging about that. My daughter Elena, she's interested in being a baby doctor when she grows up. She's always talked about that, so we'll see what that leads to because she's very interested in different stuff. But my daughter Elena's got my energy and creativity, and she's very artistic like I am, so we'll see with my influence because I'm trying to build an art studio, and hopefully after Christmas I'll actually be able to do some of these projects I've been wanting to do. So a lot of artistic things, so I'm hoping I'm gonna have the time to do that on my weekends home. So it's just crazy being a truck driver and trying to have time for my hobbies. But it's just the way it is as a truck driver. So I'm making out like a bandit. I'm getting the new GoPro and a bunch of matching hoodies and hats. Really cool, badass Venom hoodie and hat, and a Wolverine hoodie and hat that actually matched those up. Kept getting all this Hot Topic and box lunch cash to spend, and you literally put twice as much we'll put like $300 to $400 worth of crap on the counter and only have to pay like $200 or something because of the cash deals and stuff going on. So that was pretty cool. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of different. I got some Hooters. I got this cool Hooters jean jacket that is like a racing jean jacket. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys that after Christmas once I get it. Wall decor from my office. Been having trouble finding stuff that's not Avengers and Spider-Man. There's so much Avengers and Spider-Man decor stuff out there, and I got enough of that, and I decorated my walls and bought a bunch of stickers, decorated some of my newly built tables with that stuff. But I'm looking for DC stuff like Batman, Superman, The Flash, and some of the other characters and stuff. And then I want to kind of delve into my own characters and my own creations. This company is great. It's a small company called Midwest Viking, if you don't already know, and they're real good. I guess they just hired a new female driver named Deb, and that's the only thing I know about her. A new female driver named Deb, and supposedly I'm gonna run into her here. I was wondering if I would see Midwest Viking truck parked here, but I haven't noticed another Midwest Viking truck, but she might be in one of the other colors of Midwest Viking. They got a bunch of black trucks with blue writing on them like I drive that are internationals, and I don't think they're all internationals that are with this same paint job, but then they got some other trucks that are Peterbilts and can't remember, but they got some other colors of trucks. They got some champagne tan looking trucks and stuff, some green ones, some blue ones. Most of those were day cabs though, but they just got like 30 drivers, and they might have less than that. I know they got some trucks that seem to be sitting there that he definitely could hire a few more drivers. So anybody that lives in the Des Moines, Ankeny Iowa area, and you're looking for a driving job, this is a good company to work for. They're good guys, and they do their best to keep you running. Oh no, I'm not at Bay and Bay. I quit Bay and Bay. They couldn't keep up with me. I did make more money there, but I got tired of getting to places early and sitting on loads for 24, 25 hours, and it was affecting my paychecks there towards the end. And it was pissing me off. And I wish they would have put me on a lot more dropping hooks instead of the live load, live unload. Those are the ones that were screwing me because places were sticklers for their appointment times. And when I was running 24, 25 hours early to the places I was going to, I just couldn't do it no more. So I quit, went to Sierra England for 4 months. I gave Bay and Bay 4 months. I lost my job I got laid off at Allen Ritchie hauling mail because of all the crap going on with the post office. And I just heard that the few 1 or 2 lanes that they had going on at Allen Ritchie just got chopped down even more. And so they're losing a couple more drivers again. But I did hear that they took 20 of their trucks and repainted them white and are going to do stuff for FedEx, I guess. Allen Ritchie is. But when I lost my job there, I went to Bay and Bay. I was at Bay and Bay for 4 months. It was okay. It was definitely better than Sierra England. I gave Sierra England a chance. It was supposed to be all drop and hook, Anheuser-Busch beer runs. And they're just terrible communication. Pain in the ass to get hold of somebody. Every week or two I had a different point of contact and people to talk to, and that got old really quick. And then I was gone out too long. Now I'm home every weekend, get to see my kids and my wife and be home to do more things I want to do, and it's a lot better. And I'm home sometimes in the middle of the week and can go home sometimes. Like I was at home the other night. I was able to go home overnight and then come back and go out, and it works out pretty good. Yeah. I don't mess with that. I'm not gonna mess with that crap no more. I'm happy with where I'm at. It is definitely true that you need to stick with the smaller, family-oriented companies. The big companies, stay away from them, because you're nothing but a number and a lot more crap going on. You know, I have a lot less bureaucratic crap going on, and my bosses are cool. The company I work for has 3 owners, Brad, Chad, and Chad, and they're all really cool guys. My dispatcher's cool, and everybody there that I've dealt with is cool. I've met a couple of the other drivers, but there's so few of us that we only bump into each other once in a great while. And normally it's either at the yard, but usually we're doing our own thing. And we talk to each other, but it's very brief, so I don't really have a chance to get to know too many of the other drivers very often because I'm in and out. So I'm just trying to keep busy and try not to mess around. And all right, man, have a good Christmas and New Year's, man. Be safe. So it's just been crazy. I haven't been on as much here lately just because I haven't had much to talk about. I haven't been really inspired. Just kind of needed a break from YouTube a little bit. I'm getting ready to start making videos, but I'm kind of more inspired for some projects in my head that have to do with my other channel, Jason's Creative Ventures, to do more artistic like projects, building things, doing artistic stuff, and that's more where my brain's at right now, between Christmas and doing artistic projects on my other channel and filming it. And I'll be a little bit more inspired once I get that new GoPro and can play around with it. And I'll have two GoPros, and I got the Hero 8 and I'll have the Hero 13, and hopefully I can use those in conjunction together. And with the Quick app, I haven't had more than one GoPro before, and I'm on an experiment to see if I can start both of those at the same time and place them in two different spots on the truck to do some cool footage on and around the truck, like have one on the truck and have one on me while I'm doing different stuff around the truck, and maybe do some cool, better footage in conjunction with my handy cam on my tripod, so I can do some backing videos and stuff like that, and do some more teaching videos on some basic stuff for drivers, because that's what this channel is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about all these live feeds I've been doing so much lately. It's supposed to be more about putting information out there for other drivers, especially new drivers, to help them have a better transition to learn how to know what the hell they're doing once they get on the truck and get out from their trainer. Because the amount of training that new drivers are getting these days is a joke. They're not getting trained enough at all. They get trained just enough to go out and be dangerous, and hopefully they're being careful. As a new driver, make sure that you don't have any accidents. Well, any driver really, but when you're first starting out, don't have any. Just watch your butt. Don't worry about being late as much as being safe and getting there, and you'll get faster and better at everything else. Just work on your habits on the truck. That's the best thing you can do, is create safe and responsible habits around the truck in all aspects. Always do everything in the same order so that you create habits, and make adjustments as you need to make sure you're doing things that make sense. And check out your equipment, make sure everything's good, and make sure you're doing your pre and post strips properly, all that crap, and pay attention, and just do what you're supposed to be doing. You'll be fine. But if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn anything, because you don't learn if you're always doing everything right. You don't really get things instilled in you. And if you're doing a lot of things wrong, you don't learn to stop doing those things until you get in trouble for them, or it causes you issues or problems or frustrations. Then you learn why not to do those things and why you need to do things a different way. So definitely ready to get past Christmas and on to normalcy. call him back here in a little bit. It's just George, my my other truck driver friend George. We were co-drivers together at CRST for about 5-6 months before I went to Alan Ritchie. And then we both worked at Alan Ritchie, but we never drove together at Alan Ritchie. He's a good guy. He's getting old though. He's over there driving for a contract company, driving FedEx equipment, doing doubles and singles back and forth from Des Moines to Kansas City and back. He barely does 8 hours a night, Sunday through Thursday, but he's a good guy. And I'm still in contact with a guy named Dale who is working at a different company, Holland Anderson Windows, and then they have him do other stuff from time to time. And I talk to him every day. He's kind of the gossip king. He likes to gossip and tell stories, and anymore I've heard most of his stories and still hear them multiple times a week. But I'm guilty of the same thing. And then sometimes I talk to Heather, but I don't really go out of my way to talk to her. She was my co-driver there towards the end of working at Alan Ritchie. And she's kind of a different kind of female. But she's alright. She drives for Magnum, driving locally every night, driving a day cab trailer every night, Monday through Friday for Magnum. So they've changed things up on her a few times, so I'm not really sure where all she's going anymore, because she used to kind of always do the same thing. She'd go over to Omaha and then over to Williamsburg, Iowa. Out there by the outlets, kind of that Casey's Williams. Anyway, something like that. I can't remember exactly. You guys might know where I'm talking about. Anyhow, and then I've been in contact with another female driver that recently went back to Alan Ritchie, was doing a few runs once or twice a week. And they just cut some of those runs again, so she's, I guess, out of a job, or she'll be doing something different. I guess she said she'd be working the Christmas hub for Christmas, but she'll probably wind up having to do something different. So that's too bad. I have been sick this last couple of weeks. Week and a half ago, I stayed up all night going through Christmas present sorting. Presents to see who all had what. And we bought a lot of presents for our kids and me and my wife and stuff. And just crap loads of presents. Between what I'm hiding in my office up against the wall underneath a bunch of blankets and coats to hide, and in our walk-in closet in our bedroom, we got an ass ton of fucking presents for everybody. And we still got to buy a few presents for, like, her dad and a few other people, for other family members that aren't going to be with us. But we pretty much got everything for, I don't know, there's a crap load of presents. We are going to be busy wrapping them this weekend. But I was starting to get almost like pink eye and conjunctivitis. And they just told me I had conjunctivitis, and I've been taking this antibiotic. I think tomorrow will be my last dose. of this antibiotic because I had yellow crap coming out of my eyes. They didn't really puff up, so I don't think I actually had pink eye. So it might have just been from the conjunctivitis, but my right eye was being real watery and stuff, and then my left eye was doing it a little bit, and I had a sore throat, and I've been having a nasty cough, and my lungs have been real weak, and so I've been doing a sinus rinse, taking this what's it called? Chloracetapine, because having high blood pressure, you're not supposed to. I just found this out. I didn't know that if you're someone with high blood pressure, you're not supposed to take Dayquil or NyQuil because it will raise your blood pressure. And I didn't know that. So for people with high blood pressure, you're supposed to take the stuff that looks just like. Here, I'll show you. Looks just like the NyQuil and Dayquil stuff. Chloracetapine. And I've been taking this. Like I'll be taking a dose of this before bed here in a little bit. When I wake up, I'll be taking this. And then I got these horse pills. I've got 3 left because I got to take my second dose of the day when I eat my dinner here in a little bit. And so I'm just getting over that. I'm still kind of raspy, if you can tell. And but I'm definitely not having as much. I'm having less mucus as I was, and I'm draining a little bit out my nose a little bit, but it's more like a nasty yellow liquidy like stuff than like actual boogers and snot. It's kind of weird, but so that's been interesting. And just yesterday and today, I haven't had to use cough drops as much, so it is what it is. So I'm hoping to get over that. But when it just seems like ever since a few years back when I went through that year at Randy's Diesel driving, and I was driving sleep deprived, like major sleep deprived all the time, catching little cat naps, catching up on sleep once in a while, but I was always kind of behind on sleep because I had been driving like around the clock legally because of the ag exempt miles, and it led to me having an accident, falling asleep just for a couple seconds. I dozed off and drove off the road. You go back in my videos for a few years back and you find that video. There's a video that I did, and I showed some of the footage of what happened, and I shared some of those on a more recent video a few months back. I did a video, can't remember, I don't think I did that while I was here at Midwest Biking. I think I did it either when I was at Sear, England, or when I was at Bay and Bay, but I did a video where I showed some of that old footage on there, where I took some of those pics and showed them. And it's just what happens. You can't. Yeah, hey Levi. Yeah, I just haven't been kind of keeping to myself here recently, but trying to get back on it. And here after Christmas, I'll try to put out some good videos, but it's going to be crazy. I'll have my daughter on the truck Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday probably, so you can kind of maybe meet her if you haven't already from on a previous live feed or something. But definitely hope everybody's gonna have a good Christmas. Hopefully no one's got people in the hospital and stuff. I'm kind of worried about whether or not my dad will be, because he's been dealing with spinal cancer, and he's been taking the treatments and stuff, and he's been trying to get his weight back up, because he was down to he was down, he was down to skin and bones. He had lost so much weight, and he's been trying to gain the weight back and trying to get back so he feels halfway normal, but he's not himself. Me and my dad are a lot alike. We rarely get sick and stuff, but here lately, this last year or so, I have definitely been more susceptible to getting sick and stuff. More sensitive to, if I don't get enough, if I sleep deprive myself too much, I get sick almost every single time anymore. Used to be I would stay up all night. Or I would, like, for years there at Alan Ritchie, I'd be up all day, go to work, drive out, and back when I did what we called the Vegas run, it was a team run where we drove 3 drive shifts for 3 days. We team drive out to Las Vegas, swap trailers out with a driver that come up from Los Angeles, and then we team drive back all the way back through Des Moines and to Chicago to the Forest Park, Illinois bulk mail center. And I would drive out on that. A lot of the times I'd drive out. I'd always try to get my co-drivers to switch out like every other 2 runs or something. We would swap out who's driving out. So I wasn't always the one driving out, and they weren't always the ones driving out. But not all my people that would be my co-drivers could handle flip-flopping like I could. I could flip-flop like crazy. I could still do that. But I've had too many co-drivers that just couldn't handle the flip-flop and couldn't handle doing that all the time. They had to kind of keep to a certain schedule, and that wasn't me. But I'd go to work, drive all the way out to Hudson, Colorado to that Love's, and crawl in the sleeper berth. But I'd be up all day and all night until about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock the next day. And then I'd go get a good rest for, 10 hours, the 9-10 hours. And then we'd always turn on the lights, or at least honk the horn and wake each other up. Most of my co-drivers didn't turn the light on because they didn't feel the need to. They would just honk the horn and holler out how long we had to wherever we were stopping to swap out. And normally would swap out usually in all the same places. Same roads, same fuel stops, everything was the same. So it was always routine for the most part, and easy peasy. But I'd stay up and be doing projects and go jump on the truck when it was time at 2:30. We'd go pick up the load by 2:30 in the morning, and have to have the load by 2:30 in the morning 2 days later. So yeah. So I've done team driving a lot, and I've done solo driving a lot. They both have their pros and cons. It all depends on who your co-drivers are and how well you get along and how well your guys' style of driving meshes. But when you're on a dedicated run and things are all the same and it's all routine anyway, it's not that big of a deal. And when you're only on the truck for most of the runs at El Richie for 2 days, Vegas run was the only real 3-day run we had, and you just bring some bedding, bring some food, but we didn't have a fridge or anything on the truck unless you brought your own. And I usually just bring like $20 on the truck, like especially on the 2-day run where we just went out to Rifle, Colorado, and swap trailers, and then go to Kansas City. All I needed was $20 to do that run with, because Heather was my co-driver there towards the end, and she always wanted to drive out until they changed things out the last couple months. And when we swapped out, I just would give me something to eat at wherever we swapped out at. I just wanted to go get coffee, and I could usually make coffee at home, and my thermos was usually enough to get me through that drive shift. And then Heather would usually drive the rest of the way. I just drive back from Kansas City. No big deal. So I love these pretzel crisps. These are like a perfect snack. There's a few more drivers showing up. Got this Reeves driver. Adai Transport LLC from Blaine, Minnesota. So most of them are like white hooded trucks that are showing up. There's a few more over there on the other side of where he's backing up into. But I'm at this place called Alta. And it's just energy drinks. It's not a cold storage. I think they said they wanted the reefer at 60, probably because it's winter and they just want to keep them from freezing and blowing up in the truck if it gets too cold, freezing temperatures. So I'll turn that on in the morning and turn it on to the 60 degrees. I'm not going to turn it on now and waste the fuel. Try to get up early enough to turn that on. But it'll be interesting to have my daughter on the truck. She'll have fun. She just wants to hang out with Daddy, that's all. And who knows what trips I'll have. It'll be pretty quick. It's just going to be a couple of days and go home and have Christmas. Well, not as interesting as hanging out at a truck stop. At a truck stop, you see all kinds of craziness going on. I've been starting to have to fuel at the Pilots and Flying J's because they prefer me to fuel at the Pilots and Flying J's. But I've been trying to kind of avoid the TAs, Petros, and Flying J's and Pilots because I would rather do Loves because I don't want to support the reserve parking and paid parking crap because I don't agree with that crap. Now the Pilot I stayed at Oakdale, Illinois, only has a small row of reserve parking at it, and the rest of the lot is first come first serve like it should be. That I don't mind. But these truck stops that are doing 90% of their friggin' lots are prepaid parking. I think that's dumb as hell. I don't agree with that. Like, you go out to Commerce City by Denver, there's hardly any free spots there, and the ones that there are there go first. The Sapp Brothers on the other side of 270 there is used to have a bunch of free spots. They've gone to that. Yeah, but who can afford to pay that 15-20 bucks? Once in a while, maybe. But if they go to where, I'm just afraid that they'll be encouraged to do more of that, and then all the spots will become paid parking. And who can afford to pay 15-20 bucks every time you go to park at a truck stop? Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I don't want to support it. I don't mind if they have a few prime spots up front, close, whatever, up near all the handicap spots, which my buddy Dale from Alan Ritchie that works for a different company now, he's got a handicap thing and he takes advantage of the handicap spots for truckers. That's because of his health. He's got some health stuff going on, so he's able to park in the handicap spots when he wants to take advantage of it. But if it's a few spots and it's not the whole friggin' lot, that's one thing. So you know you can call and reserve a spot if they haven't already been paid for. But when it's most of the friggin' truck stop, that's asinine. And if I could afford to pay 15-20 bucks a night to park at a truck stop, if I'm always having to park at the truck stops, because like when I was out for a month or two at a time and I was stopping at the truck stops as I moseyed across the United States and stuff, if I had to pay for parking every time I parked, I would never make any money. I'd be chewing up every little bit of extra money that I had and couldn't afford to do nothing. And that's with most of you. How many of you can afford to pay 15-20 bucks every friggin' night you want to park? And granted, some of our companies like Midwest Viking, most of them will sometimes some of them will reimburse you if you send them the receipt. Some of them, I don't know, even though you might get reimbursed for your company, I just don't want to support it. I don't want to encourage these friggin' truck stops to get crazy with it and start doing more and more of this crap to the point where you can't park anywhere without having to pay to park. And we're out here, we're forced to be parking out at these places because we're out here driving and going to all these places. I don't think we should have to pay to park. I think we should be able to show up, and if the only way that we should have trouble is if there's just not enough parking spots or whatever and they've already filled up. Should be first come first serve, just like it always has. And it's getting better all the time. There's still a lack of parking in a lot of areas, but it's not as bad as it used to be. There's Loves and Pilots and Flying J's and even a few TAs and Petros being built all the time. They're building more areas for places to park, and more of these new facilities are getting better about creating places for us to park at the facilities that we're picking up and dropping off at. So it is improving. It's a lot better than it was. Like, if you compare now to like back when I first got into trucking 24 years ago, it is vastly improved in the last 24 years, and it's just getting better. So, but I don't know, I had mixed feelings about it because when I was in Salt Lake City and I was trying to park at the Flying J there, I couldn't find a spot and everything had already been taken up. And the security guard told me, if you got a receipt, I go, no, I'm not paying for that shit. And he was explaining to me that paid parking was paying for them to have the security out there to get rid of all the lot lizards and all the other crap going on with, you know, the guys that show up trying to sell movies and all that bullshit. You know how sometimes you'd be at truck stops and there's guys running around in cars trying to sell various things like DVDs or other bull crap. And you know, then you got the lot lizards running around and all that, which the lot lizard thing is really cut down. I have not seen, not that I really am looking for it or paying attention, but I have not noticed any lot lizards. And I have never really seen a whole lot of lot lizards, but I've always been kind of in and out of truck stops and don't really, you know, stop at a lot of truck stops very long that would have notoriously had them. So what do you guys think? Do you think they ought to get rid of the paid parking altogether, or do you think they just should kind of keep it minimal? I kind of think they shouldn't be doing it at all, much at all. Maybe just a few prime spots. I do think that there are some, I do think like they should be rebuild some of the pilots and Flying J's that are out there that are really run down and crappy. They should either clean those up and renovate them and try to add some more parking spots or improve the way the parking lot is to try to add some spots at those. And there's some of those locations they should just find land nearby and build a whole new truck stop with better parking spots and have a whole brand new facility, because some of those truck stops out there are just crappy as hell, and they should just bulldoze those down and redo them and make them better, because some of those you can hardly get in and out of them. There's crap everywhere. They've got junk. The concrete and pavement is all busted up. You can hardly get through them without tipping your loads over or whatever, because there are so many potholes and cracks and everything. And depending on where you're at in the country, you know, some of you, you know, out there like in New Mexico and Arizona, there's some of those roads getting into some of those Loves and what was it, a Loves or a Pilot? I'm trying to remember what it is. I'm trying to remember where. Out there on either I-40 for years. I don't know if it's still that way because I haven't been out there in years, because the places I've been working for don't send me out that way. I think I might have been out there in the last year or two once, but I don't think I've actually went to that particular truck stop. But there is one that had major ruts in the road because of the hot sun and the heavy trucks. It was blacktop and it had huge major ruts just trying to get down off the exit, down the side road, service road, to get into the thing. Was just major ruts getting in there. And in places like that, they need to do concrete where the sun gets so hot and then the trucks come on the pavement, and then you just get these ruts that get made in the blacktop because it gets heated up, and then it gets just pliable enough that the heavy trucks just make the ruts, and then it gets all wavy and crap, and then you can't get through there without having a big old bumps and stuff. They need to try to smooth those things out. And the truck stops actually need to do a lot better job of trying to keep bobtails out of full truck and trailer spots and have better places for bobtails to be, but it's just the way it is. But they do need to work on those little aspects and tweak them and make them better. And I'm working on being on here an hour. So after Christmas, I'll probably get on here and show you guys some of the stuff I got. Do a little show and tell maybe on some of this stuff, and then I'll be trying to do some video stuff with my 2 GoPros and stuff, and so we'll see what I can come up with. Do another video of a week-long adventures at Midwest Biking, and do like a little vlog of the week again. Do that again, where it's an actual edited video and not so much of the edited live feed stuff. So anyhow, I'm gonna jump off here and go have some food, take my other dose of antibiotic, and get some sleep and get up in the morning and try to get home at a decent time. I'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. Be safe out there. For those of you, if I don't talk to you beforehand on a live feed between now and then, have a great Christmas and New Year's, and enjoy your family and friends, and be safe out there, and cherish those memories and the opportunities you have to spend with your loved ones. So anyway, catch you guys whatever my next video is, and catch you later. Bye.